Hello watch enthusiasts, this is OJ Whatley coming to you live in real time from What You Want. So before we begin our video about the PAM 185, the Panerai PAM 185 GMT, just wanted to remind you, if you like our videos, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, What You Want Inc. As well, please make sure to check out this watch as well as our entire inventory of watches on our website, www.whatyouwant.com. Our website is updated on a daily basis and sometimes hourly basis. You can check out our newest arrivals and sneak peeks by going to our website. So today I have the very rare pleasure of speaking with you about a really great Panerai, the PAM 185. This is the Radiomir GMT. Not to be confused for the GMT alarm. This is the PAM 185 Radiomir GMT in 18 karat white gold. This watch features a 42 millimeter 18 karat white gold case and automatic movement, and it's a GMT Complication. Now, interestingly enough, the first 5 or 6 times I bought this watch in stainless steel, and in stainless steel it's a PAM 184. Every time I bought this watch, I ended up returning it thinking that there was a mechanical issue with the watch. That's because the traditional Radiomir GMT alarm and the Radiomir and the GMTs, when you pull out the crown to advance the hours and minutes, or the hour and minute hands, you typically push in the pusher to the first position, and that allows you to quick change the date. And the way the complication works on most traditional GMTs in the Panerai lineup is when you turn the crown counterclockwise, or I should say clockwise, it advances the date, and when you turn it counterclockwise, it moves the GMT hand. But if you'll notice on this watch, when you turn the crown counterclockwise, nothing moves. So, in fact, when I had this watch the first 4 or 5 times, I thought every time it was broken because you couldn't move the GMT. Well, that was my mistake. The way this watch works is that in order to utilize the GMT Complication, you have to use it by rotating the inner 24-hour bezel. Now, there's a crown at 2 o'clock, and that's a screw-down winding crown. That's also in white gold, as is the crown at 4 o'clock. And that crown turns bidirectionally, and it turns the bezel bidirectionally, so that you can use the GMT Complication by adjusting that rotating inner 24-hour bezel and locating that at the GMT hand, and that is precisely how you utilize your GMT. In the same manner as you would the Rolex GMT Master, not the Master 2, but the GMT Master, that GMT hand is synchronized to move in tandem with the hour and minutes hand. And so, for example, when it's 11 o'clock, that GMT hand is going to be at 5 o'clock, or, wow, that's weird. 5 o'clock, oh boy, maybe I'm screwed up here, sorry. It's going to be pointing to the, oh, excuse me, let me set that up, sorry. So, at 1 o'clock, that's pointing to the 1300 hours, meaning it's 1 o'clock p.m., whereas if it was 1 o'clock a.m., it'd be pointing to the 1 o'clock. And again, I can show you that by when we rotate that minute and hour hand to the 1 o'clock position. You'll notice that that GMT hand is now pointing to the 1 o'clock on that 24-hour bezel. And again, if you turn this bezel and you don't have the 24 lined up at the 12, you may misread it. But that's precisely how you use the GMT Complication, is by aligning that GMT hand with whatever time you want it to indicate for your home time. And then as the regular time moves, the GMT hand is going to move, and you're going to be reading it on this 24-hour bezel. So, what I really love about this watch is it is a super rare watch. The watch was only made in 150 pieces for the G series. Again, this watch was also made in stainless steel. In stainless steel, it's a PAM 184. Basically, the identical watch, but in white gold, this watch carries a much better feel, in my opinion. It's got a nice weight, and it also comes with a gorgeous 18 karat white gold folding deployment buckle. This watch has clearly not seen much wear. It's in virtually indistinguishable from new condition. I love the luminescence on this watch. Really nice super luminova hour and minute hands, along with the tip of the GMT hands. And the hour markers and the 12 and 6 o'clock markers are really brightly coated in luminous material. So this watch really glows like a flashlight at night. I love that. It's a very contemporary look, and at the same time very balanced with the date at 3, the seconds hand at 9, and you've got a GMT hand, which is very useful if you're tracking a second time zone or if you're traveling. So just to show you the case back, it's a see-through case back. This is one of the first generations, probably first or second generations of Radiomirs. Again, in that 42 millimeter case. You know, Panerai didn't get to the 45 millimeter Radiomir until about the G series or around 2007. This watch is the I'm sorry, not the G series, but more like the I series, starting with the PAM 183. So this is the PAM 185. Again, 42 millimeter, 18 karat white gold case. This watch, when it was originally released, had a retail of over $25,000. It's now available at an unheard of value on whatyouwant.com on our website. So please make sure to check out our listing on whatyouwant.com so you can get the exact price on this watch. But I can promise you, it's an extreme value and probably a better price than anyone else is advertising on this watch. Plus, we actually have this watch in stock. So I'm just going to show you with the crowns screwed down what this watch looks like. Again, not to be confused for the GMT alarm complication. This is not an alarm watch, it's just a GMT complication powered by a Jaeger-LeCoultre, a JLC movement inside of it. A very rare watch, to be sure, only 150 pieces, and the 184 is also a very rare watch. In fact, the watch was only made for one production year for that G series, so you really won't see too many of these around anywhere. Nice streamlined design, fairly thin on all sides in that nice cushion shape, 42 millimeter by 42 millimeter. This is what you'd consider sort of a neo-vintage Panerai. As much as it's not a special edition, it was only made for 1 year in very limited production quantities, and this one was only made in 150 pieces. Features an original black alligator Panerai strap with the 18 karat white gold folding deployment buckle. And just so you can see what it looks like on my wrist, I'm going to throw it on my wrist. I think the 42 millimeter Radiomir makes for a very interesting case size, especially for those people that have a slightly smaller wrist, like myself. As we've discussed in previous videos, I only have a pretty small baby-sized wrist that's about 7 1/4 or so. So here's what it looks like on that little baby 7 1/4 inch wrist. Oh, there it is. So there it is. Well, let me try to get it in there. So there it is on my wrist. Super comfortable. Has a great weight because it is 18 karat white gold. It's got a nice weight to it. And I think, you know, the chances of you running into someone else wearing this watch is slim to none. So there it is. Once again, if you like our videos, please make sure to subscribe to our video channel on YouTube, What You Want Inc. And make sure to check out our website at whatyouwant.com to see this watch, as well as our entire inventory of watches. Thank you so very much for your time today, and as always, wear your watches in the best of health. This is OJ Whatley from What You Want, signing off. Have a great day.